Hello, happy Sunday. Polly's Best for UK here, and today's game is a bit more obscure. It's not in WHD loud package format, unfortunately, so I'm running the ADF version using the hacks that are on the Amiga 500 Mini. So this is City Cars on the Amiga 500 Mini, a game I only discovered today. I've never heard of it before until today, but it was released. I don't know if it was PD. I don't think it was PD. I think it was an actually official title. There's one of the later titles, 1996. So we're actually loading from floppy disk today, not LHA, as you normally would on the Amiga 500 Mini. So this is FlexiLink software, and it's City Cars. So it's by Alan and John Sturgess. I apologise if I've got your name wrong. Sorry, the pronunciation wrong. But yeah, it looks like they might be brothers or family related or something. But yeah, this is 1996. So now I have noticed something on the game. I've already played the game. I'm just adding a commentary later on this one. But it does flicker a bit on the Amiga 500 Mini. I don't think that would be standard. Okay, so will it ask for this 2 in a minute? There it is, insert this 2. See that? So we've got to pull up the Amiga menu on the Amiga 500 Mini and change our disk. Yeah, unfortunately this game is not in a WHD load wrapper, so I can't really tell you how to run it simply without you knowing the how to get the Amiga GUI up. But yeah, I was quite impressed with this. I don't think it got favoured reviews by some of the forums I've looked at, but I was quite impressed with how this game runs. So this is on the Amiga 500 or 1200 or whatever. It's not enhanced by AGA. Now you got control options and mouse joystick, and you can choose. They look a bit like old school Ford Escorts, don't they? Them. So I've noticed that professional is spelt wrong, sadly. But other than that, yeah, let's play the game. Now, this is City Cars on the Amiga. You will notice some flickering because it might be a slight incompatibility. I might have to change some of the Amiga settings or something on the Amiga 500 Mini to get it run perfect. So I wasn't quite sure how to do that, so I've just left it as a 68020 running at 7 MHz. But yeah, the reason why I got impressed with this is because it just the way the road looks and everything. I thought it looked really cool. Like it bends, it turns, it's got amazing draw distance, and it just looks quite good actually. And considering you can run this on the LCS Amiga 500 original that was released like back in 1995 or 1996, whenever it was released, I thought this was quite impressive. Now the game has got like, it's definitely very British because it's got like the British road signs and stuff, like the highway car road signs and traffic lights and stuff. And it plays a bit ropey. It's a bit no, that's an explosion and a half, isn't it? It plays a bit ropey. It's a bit slidey the way the car handles. But I just imagine myself having this game back in like when I had the Amiga 500, before I even knew about a PlayStation or something like that. Like back in the Amiga 500 days, and I would have thought this was really impressive back then, because there wasn't that many driving games that had these sort of like winding roads and graphics. I thought I don't know whether this is PD, like I said, but just the way it looks, I think it's superb. Yeah, the playability might not be the best, but the graphics I think are really good for just a 2 floppy disk game. I mean, what do you think in the comments? I mean, for example, compare this to something like Stunt Race FX on the Super Nintendo, and I think it looks really good. I know it's not polygon based, but I think it looks absolutely superb. I was really impressed, and I'm sure many of you haven't saw this game before. I've never heard of it, so it's quite obscure. It's not even on the WHD load database, so the only way to get this running on the Amiga 500 Mini is to use the ADF diskette images. Of course, if you haven't got an Amiga 500 Mini and you want to run it on WinUAE or whichever emulator you decide to use, you can just make the ADF images as normal. You can on the Amiga 500 Mini, of course, if you open up the GUI. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I do apologise, like I said earlier in the video, about the screen flickering. I think that's an incompatibility issue. It's just something that's got to be altered in the Amiga. Perhaps the Amiga 500 Mini, as you probably already know, is running an older version of Amiga as well, so it might not have its full compatibility just yet. There is Amiga 5 on the Raspberry Pi. But yeah, this game, I'm just really impressed with the technical achievement with it, considering the low specs of the Amiga 500, the original machine I'm on about. If I saw this in, say, when Amiga 500 was my main computer, I would have been very impressed. Just by the way it looks and how fast and fluid it is. It's not exactly slow, is it? It's not a slow frame rate game, and I quite like it. I think it's really good. So kudos to the programmers. I don't know if you're watching this video. If you do, let me know in the comments. And it seems very obscure. I don't know if it was released or published or anything like in retail stores. I couldn't tell. This is like a really late time in Amiga's life, like 1996. I mean, Sega Saturn and the PlayStation 1 was already out by this time. But yeah, I thought I'd show you this one, and it's really good. And it runs on Amiga 500 Mini, just like the way you can see it on your screen right now. So I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10. I think it's very good, even if for people don't think it's so good. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Goodbye.